Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is a little bit after 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, so y'all know what that means. We are live for another episode of Book Talk Live. Today, however, we're doing the Coaches Edition. And what do I mean by the Coaches Edition? Yo, I am your coach, Ray Destin Jr., founder of the Business of Books Mastermind coaching program and community, CEO of BOBM Publishing LLC, CEO of Claim Your Destiny Enterprises, and a motivational speaker, not just locally, not just statewide, not just nationally, but international motivational speaker. Um, I know a lot of times y'all are with me because I have some amazing guests on with me. Today, however, I just wanted to take it back to the basics, take it back to where we started this thing. Just a quick coaching conversation for all of you out there who are looking at getting your first book published, or you've already published that first book and you're sitting there saying, "What do I do next? What's going on? What's my next step?" Guess what? I got some news for you today. I got some stuff that you are just absolutely going to love. So today we're going to talk about a few things that every author needs to do as soon as you are published. That's right. Every author needs to do as soon as you are published. So I hope you got your pen and pad with you. If you're on with me, go ahead and shoot me a wave, shoot me a hey, I'm here, something. And at the end of this broadcast, as always, today I got a special giveaway for you. Got a $25 cash app giveaway. Somebody needs it, somebody wants it, and somebody's going to benefit from it. So that could be you. Now, check in. Um, here's a little bit of the backstory. So before I even give you this coaching principle, let me introduce myself properly. Um, I want to say 15 years ago, I was in a horrible situation, working at a Fortune 500 company, and a lot of people around me. I was helping to move up, started an organization within the company, had trained the entire um, company. I'm not going to say what type of company it was, but trained them on the essence of customer service and sales. And as I was training these people, it was about helping them to go to the next level. So I saw a lot of people moving up, and I saw a lot of people that were benefiting from the coaching that I was giving. And one thing happened to me. There was this glass ceiling that was really low. And so, I went to my father. I said, God, um, what is it that you got for me? Because you've given me all these skills. Here I am, a few years removed from being at the prestigious University of Texas at Austin. While I was there, helped to I was the co-chair of the African American Male Summit. That was a conference that was there to help young men and boys become better men. I had helped to reestablish the BSA, which is Black Student Alliance. Took it from literally a box of history and information, and brought it back to where it was a full standing organization with well over 30 members. Um, so I'm sitting back. I'm just like, what am I supposed to be doing? And at the company that I was at, again, started an organization. All of the managers, area managers, directors, whatever, said you did such an outstanding job of creating this organization. We're gonna vote you in as president. Here I am. I'm leading an organization. I'm helping people within the building to become better and become their best selves and move up. But I couldn't move up. And I said, God, what do you want me to do? What am I supposed to be doing? And he said, start writing. And one thing about me, I keep whiteboards all around me, everywhere in my house. Just because you never know when an idea is going to hit you. And if you're a creator, especially these days, you never know when that light bulb is going to go off. And so when he said start writing, I started writing, and I started writing the things that he was telling me to write. And it said youth leadership programs, motivational speaking, conferences, books, coaching. It was it was this huge, immense um, vision that he had in front of me. And so I did what most people do. I ran, and I ran far and I ran fast. The reason that I ran was because I saw a vision that was much bigger than my actual self. So fast forward a little bit, fast forward a little bit, and I fast forward a little bit. 2 years later, I started going to this organization called Toastmasters, and Toastmasters is that organization that helps you with speaking, that helps you become a better leader, that helps you become a better person. And I realized really quickly that there was truly a talent there. Um, I entered and competed in the Toastmasters World Speakers Competition. There's 6 levels. There is the club, area, division, district, club, area, division, district, regional, and then international. I actually went all the way up to the district level the first time out. So I said there has to be something to this. Still working towards it, still pushing towards it. Um, 2 years later, I'm working on Sixth Street for an event during South by Southwest. And during South by Southwest, a guy who I went to school with, Saul Paul, he's passing out his information, and at the very bottom it says motivational speaker. Now here I am looking at this prestigious information. I'm working. I stopped what I'm doing and I ran down the street and I chased him down. I said, "Yo, SP, what do I do? How do I get in?" He said, "Listen," he said, "this Thursday, and keep in mind this was a Sunday." He said, "This Thursday, I have an event where I'm going to be speaking to a bunch of youngsters at JJAEP, the Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program." He said, "I have an hour-long presentation. I give you 10 minutes." That 10 minutes turned into something that I can't even begin to tell you. Um, just say that it took me all around the world as a result. But he said to me in that moment, after we finished, we did a quick recap, just to see, what's next. And he said, "You did a great job speaking. The kids were engaged. The adults in the room were engaged. Everybody was loving what you were. They were picking up what you were putting down." I said, "Cool." He said, "Now here's what I need from you, though." He said, "Do you have something that you can leave behind with the people who are who are going to be who are going to bring you in as speakers, as a speaker?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You got a one sheet. Do you have a one page? Do you have a trifold? Do you have a website? Do you have DVDs, CDs, anything? What do you have?" I said, "Bro, this is my first day. Like, really, you gonna give me this on the first day?" And so he said, "Well, you got to have something because people aren't always going to have a budget for you as a speaker." I hope y'all caught that. People don't always have a budget for you as a speaker. Um, so I said, "Okay." I said, I write a little bit of poetry. I can leave him a poem." He said, he just laughed at me. He said, "Bro, ain't nobody paying you for no poem." I said, "Okay." He said, "You do anything else? You do any other type of writing?" I said, "Yeah, here's what I'll do. I'll write a book and I have it to you in 2 weeks." And he just looked at me and he laughed at me. And it was funny because I look back at it now and understanding why he laughed. Most people, if you've never written a book before, 2 weeks is extreme to get a book out, right? Nowadays, I can write a book in 2 weeks, but back then, that 2 week book, it actually took me 5 years to write. The reason that it took me 5 years to write is because I got into a job where I got comfortable. Being at that job, it made me feel like to I didn't need to 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 write a book to share anything with the world. I was good. I was making great money, in my opinion, and that's where I wanted to stay. Well, 2014, July 4th, 2014, life hit really hard. And when life hit, that book came out like that in about 3 months. And 3 months later, I have this book that's finished. It's not in book format. It's not complete yet, but it was done. And but here's the thing: I still didn't know where to get the book edited, how to get the book published, how to get a cover design for it, anything about formatting. There were so many gaps in my information that I was scared. So I put it on hold and I just said, well, you know what? It'll come out when it comes out. Um, Fast forward again, started the Claim Your Destiny Youth Leadership Program. We had already started picking up a little bit of steam. And I said, you know what? It's time. So July of 2015, I published my first book. But here's where it gets sweeter. And this is something that most of you need to understand. This is where legacy kicked in. Sitting across from me when I opened my first box of books was a young man. At that point, he was 7 years old. And he looked at me with this look of pride and this look of admiration and this look of just like, wow, you did it in his eyes. And he said, Dad, he said, when I get older, I want to be an author and a speaker too. The very 2 years later, when he was 9 years old, we published his first book, Zayden's Awesome Adventures. His book is now all across the globe. Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Walmart.com. His book has actually made it all across the world, and it's international. But the next year, after we published his book, took him on his first official book tour. So 2017, he published his first book. 2018 took him on his first book tour. Just went to a few cities. He was 10 years old at this point. So we took him. There was Austin, then we went to San Antonio, then we went to Houston. The following year, we he got his first paid speaking engagement. Now, how did all this happen? It was because I had a blueprint in my pocket now. But the same year, 2018, there was a young lady in one of my programs, the Claim Your Destiny Youth Leadership Program, Miss Tiara White. Very proud of this young lady. She published her first book because she kept asking, how do I publish a book? How do I publish a book? How do I publish a book? I want to be a published author. I want to be a published author. 2018, we published her book. Had her first official book signing at her high school, Maynard High School. Shout out to Principal John Bailey, who made that happen. And that entire day was all about her. Now, I start having more people come to me and saying, "Yo, I want to publish a book. How do I get published? What do I do? I got so many ideas in my head. How do I get it published?" I said, "Okay, you really want the secret sauce?" And it's very simple. So for everybody that's out there, if you're thinking about writing a book, I'm gonna do something that I shouldn't do because I get paid for this. But if you want to write a book, think of your 10 chapters, write out your 10 chapters, write summaries, which should be no more than 2 sentences to a paragraph. That's for you because you're going to run into writer's block. Once you write those summaries out, the next thing is just write. Don't go in and try to edit it while you're writing. Don't go in and try to be a perfectionist. Just write. That's how you write a book. Less than 60 seconds. Now, fast forward. People kept asking, I want to write a book. I want to get published. I want to do this. And so I started saying, okay, we're going to build something for people that they don't have because there wasn't a coaching community out there where you could actually surround yourself with other new or experienced authors. We went and created that. And when we created it based on just the coaching opportunities from it, right? Teaching everything from branding, marketing, sales, how to sell your book, how to set up your speaking tour, not your speaking tour, your book signing tour, how to get your book global distribution. All these things are inside of the program. But today, I just wanted to give you a little bit of credibility so that you understand who's in front of you sharing this information. The next thing is that August of 2020, when everybody else was locked down, we said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start helping people become bestsellers. As of since August of 2020, our first official Amazon #1 best-selling author was Mr. Reggie Rush, former NFL player. He's not a bragger. He doesn't go for the credentials, but I'm gonna put it out there. This dude was the very first author that we launched as an Amazon #1 best-selling author. Since that point in August of 2020, which is less than a year ago, we've launched over 180 Amazon #1 best-selling authors. 43 of those are international bestsellers, and 20 of those are Amazon #1 international best-selling authors. So, just giving you a little bit of information about who's in front of you today for Book Talk Live. Now, here's where it gets fun. The next few minutes, I'm actually going to share a little bit with you that every author needs to do as soon as their book is published. As soon as their book is published. What we're going to do is take a quick break, 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, 2 minutes, be back in 2 and 2. Quick commercial from our sponsor, the BOBM Mastermind Program, which is the coaching community. And we'll be back shortly.
When people hear that term, it's like entrepreneur. Most people say, I want to become an author, but they don't understand the business behind it. Now we're diving into the business behind it as well.
There's people that are fighting right now. Your message is liberating those who are fighting it and going through hell. So it's important to know where your target market is, and you always want to continue to add value. You feel like your book is going to do that? Did you hope so? Okay, there we go. Confidence.
And we're not writing books, we're creating legacies. So get ready, get your Aladdin cape and your Aladdin flying rug, because you're in a whole new world.
Hey, we are back. So thank y'all for those of you that are sticking with me. I know that I've been touching on a lot of my backstory, but I really do have some information that I want to share with everybody today. When it comes down to what to do after you're published. So, as you all heard, there was a lot that went on. There was a lot that went on in terms of getting uh, getting my book out, and then what came after that. So here's where we are now, right? Fast forward, um, since having my book published, I've actually created the youth program that impacted thousands of students here in Central Texas. I'm no longer in Central Texas, actually moving to Houston before long, as a result of being married 5 days ago. And now spoke all across the nation, everywhere from Atlanta, Maryland, California, Oklahoma, and now we're back here in Texas. But less than 2 months ago, spoke to an international audience over in Pakistan. So, like I said before, there is definitely international opportunities. But for you new and experienced authors, um, that are looking for the steps. What do you do after you're published? I'm going to give you just a few tips, probably a little bit overwhelming, but I want to give you some information that can help you to get out there as a new author. So one of the first things that most authors do not do is you need to create your author page. Create an author page. Where do you create your author pages? On Amazon. There's a little thing called Author Direct. I don't think it's Author Direct, but it's an author page that you can create on Amazon. The reason that you want to do that is because as a as an author, people are going to be looking for how can they connect with you. They want to know more about you. Even though they've read your book, they see all this great information, they've read your words, what is it about you that's going to keep them coming back? So create your author page on Amazon. You want to create one on Goodreads, and you want to create one on Facebook. There's also a there's also a site out there called Readsy. And so Amazon.com, look up author page. Goodreads.com, this is where a lot of people who read a lot, and I do mean a lot of books, are going to go in and drop information. They're going to drop reviews. They're going to talk about, was this, was the author good? Was the book good? So if your name is connected to your book, now people can connect with you and start following you on those platforms. Um, Facebook, for obvious reasons. If you are on Facebook, you can only get up to 5,000 friends, right? And I see a lot of people that do a lot of branding and marketing, et cetera, on your personal page. On your business page, you can actually run ads, you can create events, you can do so much more. And people that are really rocking with you can follow you. You don't want everybody as a friend, but you can create a fan page for yourself as an author on Facebook. And Reedsy. Reedsy is Reedsy. Reedsy is another one of those platforms out there for authors that will tell you about book sales, that will tell you about all the books that a specific author has created, and it'll also allow you to connect with your audience. Now, what do you want to put on your author page? You want to put a professional bio. Nobody cares that you worked in a call center. Nobody cares that you used to work at McDonald's. Nobody cares. None of that is important. What you want to put on your author page is your professional information. What are the programs that you're offering? When it comes down to coaching programs, are you also offering speaking? Do you do counseling? Are you in any films? Are you working on a documentary for your movie? You want to list the professional accomplishments that you have had as an author, not in your job, but this becomes your career. You're launching your career. So you want to include that information in your bio. You also want to include a professional headshot, 300 DPI or more. That may be technical. Basically, what that means is these new cameras that you have take excellent photos. If you got an old Polaroid or you're downloading a screenshot from Facebook, not good. Get a professional quality photo that you can share as your professional image. And please, this may sound funny to some out there, but we've actually experienced this. Get a professional photo that does not look like you took it in your bedroom. Um, the reason that you want a professional photo, you can have a clear, just a white backdrop, like the one behind me. You can have, and make sure that your lighting is good. The reason that you want to have good lighting is because different skin tones. Um, if you look at it, the lighting that I'm in right now is not. I don't have any professional lighting on me, so there's going to be some dark spots on my face. Whereas if the lighting was proper, then you wouldn't be able to see the dark spots. Everything would blend in as one seamless color. Um, Now, the other thing that you want to include are your social media handles. your social media handles. Where are you going to be found most often? Include your Facebook. And at the very top of your Facebook page, not your Facebook personal profile, but your Facebook page, if you look at it on a desktop computer, at the very top, it says facebook.com. And then what follows that is your username. Make sure that you change your username to be something that's seamless across the board, right? For me, on all social media platforms that I'm on, it's at Sugar Ray Destin, at Sugar Ray Destin. The reason I'm using at Sugar Ray Destin is because there's two of us. My dad does not get on social media. So, with that being said, at Sugar Ray Destin allows you to connect with me on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Um, haven't got to it on YouTube just yet. You got to get to a certain amount of views before you can change that. But on all your social media platforms, make sure that it's uniform. And that's what you want to include on your bio on your business page. The reason that you want to include that on your business include that is so that people can follow you on social media. The other thing that you want to include is you want to include your the link for people to subscribe to your email list. This is crucial. The link for people to subscribe to your email list. The reason that you want them to subscribe to your email list is because if Facebook were to go away, if Instagram were to go away, if all these new platforms that come out every week were to go away, you want to have a direct connection with your audience. How can you communicate directly with your specific audience? That's what you want to include on on your social on your author page, right? The next thing, the next thing that you want to have is after you've created your author pages on those different platforms is your author website. Create a professional website. The best thing for your website, it should probably be under your name, not the name of your book, because that book is just one of many services that you have, but it should be under your name. For example, if you go to again, my website is sugarraydestin.com. The reason that it's sugarraydestin.com and not claimyourdestiny.com or thebusinessofbooks.com or sugarcoated.com. The reason that it is under my name is because I offer more services than just my books. So, what should you include on your author website? Again, similar to your author pages, you need to have your bio, you need to have professional images, links to where they can purchase your book and get some 3D graphics of your books. What do I mean by 3D graphics of your books? There's different sites that you can actually create those 3D graphics. If you need that marketing material for your books, holla at me. This is what we do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We work with authors to help those authors go to the next level. Um, but you want to include again your professional image, your bio, social media links, a link for them to subscribe to your email list. Also, you want to include some tips or a freemium. What do I mean by a freemium? There needs to be something that you are giving away to your audience, something that you're giving away for free. So it's a trade for a trade. For me on my website, I have a guide to writing and publishing your book in 90 days. The reason that I have that on there is because I want people to be able to get the information about writing and publishing their first book. This is what I do. So, whatever your specialty is, create something that is in line with what you do that adds value. Don't just give a freemium and say 5 tips, four, and then it's really just 5 numerical tips. Tip one, tip two, tip three, tip four, tip five, with no explanation, no information. Give your audience something that they can walk away with, that as they read this information, they are now in a much better place to go forth and be successful. Next thing that you want to include on your website, again, a link to all of your social media platforms. And then the reason that you want that link to all social media platforms, just like I said on your author page, is because you want people to be able to follow you. If they're picking up what you're putting down, you want them to be able to follow you and come back to exactly what it is that you shared with them. Next is an author. The next thing after your author page, after your author website, is a professional banner, because you want to look for opportunities to be a vendor at different events. You want to look for an opportunity to speak. That banner is your representation of yourself. It's a professional representation of who you are and what it is that you do. Um, I won't explain everything that needs to be on a professional banner for you, but you do need to have a professional banner for events that you are a part of. Next, create a list of services that you offer. Because again, as an author, I actually wrote down a list yesterday. There's at least 20 20 different money making opportunities that you have as an author that can be created as a result of having your book written. And if it's done properly, you can get that extra and additional access. You just need to write out your list of services. Last thing I need you to do is go and file for your business. File for your business. And these are just the first five things that you need to do as an author. When I say file for your business, file for a DBA, LLC, or above. The reason that you want to have that is because you have established yourself as a legitimate business. You want to establish yourself as a legitimate business. Now, again, just a quick recap, and there's still more that needs to be done, but I'm only giving you these five. Um, Reason being, these five should be enough for you to go out and start on your journey to success. But number one was create your author pages. Where do you create your author pages? Amazon, Goodreads.com, Facebook.com, Readsy. All four of these are there's a ton more places that you can create an author website or an author page, but those are the first four. Next thing is create an author website. The reason that you want an author website, you want to have your real estate, your online real estate, where people can look you up and see that you are legitimate as an author. Next, create an author banner, a standing banner that you have at events, at book signings, at book tours, um, when you're doing coaching live, when you're doing live vending events. You want to have something that represents the excellence that you put in to the work behind you. Create a list of services. I'll I'll talk more about that on a different time, but your list of services should include the things that you do, from coaching, speaking, conferences. If you have any documentaries, you're working on merchandise, anything that you do, speaking engagements, those need to be listed as your list of services. Like I said, there's at least 20 money making opportunities that authors can engage in once their book is officially finished. And then file for your business. File for a legitimate business. Because again, I see it all the time. If you want to purchase my book, go to Cash App me this amount. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're doing business. Do legitimate business. There's ways that we can help you establish a legitimate author business or legitimate business as a successful author, and you don't want to miss out on getting into the right rooms because you're doing it the wrong way. Trust me when I tell you, I've been in several rooms, and Cash App is not one of those things that you want to have. You want to set up a PayPal or Square account, or even a Stripe account where people can purchase your book specifically with a direct link. Um, and I'm not going into all the details of it, but just know that there is a legitimate way of doing this. Now, before I go into the next commercial, because I do have a few more things that I want to share with y'all, but I do want to share something about our company, DOBM Publishing, the Business of Books Mastermind Program. We have a coaching community that is specifically for authors like yourself, whether you're new or experienced authors, because there's a lot of information out there that you can Google it all day, but there's also something special about being involved in a community of people who are going to the next level. So some of the services that we offer in this coaching community, we do talk about branding, we do talk about marketing, we do talk about how to set up your first book tour, we do talk about how to set up your business, we do talk about how to map out your first book. There's so many services that we offer, and I would love for you to become part of the Business of Books Mastermind community, coaching community. It's only $97 per month, but we do have calls Monday through Friday that give you education about the business behind your book. And if you're looking, the website is actually listed below, businessofbooksmastermind.com, where you can find out more information. And we have hundreds of hours of training, just like what I'm giving you today, but it's actual live training where you can be a part of the conversation so that you understand what the next steps are for you as an author. And you're not out there by yourself, because I promise you, I've been there exactly where you are when I first started, and it wasn't easy because I didn't know how to write a book. I didn't know how to get a cover design. I didn't know about editing. I didn't know about publishing, and I definitely didn't know how to get my book into the different places that I wanted it to go. Fast forward 6 years now. 6 years, there's over 180 Amazon #1 best-selling authors underneath the company that we have, as well as 43 international best-selling authors. So, like I said, Business of Books Mastermind coaching community is something that you want to be a part of. Getting ready to take a break for 2 and 2. Be right back with you. Quick word from our sponsor, Business of Books Mastermind Program.
Hey, what's up? This is Deuce Malone, and I have to tell you, the Business of Books Mastermind changed my life. I've been trying to write a book for a long time. Never really knew what steps to take, where to go, how do you market a project, all that just in limbo with these great ideas in my head to create something that's going to ultimately create passive income for me. So I had the opportunity, thanks to Sugar Ray, to become a part of the Business of Books Mastermind, and it changed all of that. First of all, you got a supportive group of people who are all in the same space you are. They're trying to become published authors, trying to figure out how do you get to that next step. So you already got a supportive group of folks to help you and support you, and hopefully people that will buy your book in future. but then Sugar Ray Destin and his team, they break down everything for you. Like, I never knew about lead pages or where to go for author groups and that kind of a thing, but all that's in the program. So if you're thinking about writing a book, you're thinking about becoming an author, I seriously suggest you look into the Business of Books Mastermind, because it's going to help you get closer to achieving that ultimate goal. Sugar Ray Destin is definitely a pro, very professional. His network of people even are some of the best in the business that can help guide you. When he's not the expert, he'll bring in someone else to help guide you along the way, and all those people, their network just opens up to you as well. So this, over the past few months, this has definitely been life-changing, and it's got me closer to my goal, and by the end of the year, I should be a published author. So that's my take. Don't wait. Join the Business of Books Mastermind today.
All right, all right, all right. I'm back. Hey, listen, I actually love that. I love that testimonial from Deuce Malone. Recently inducted into the recently joined the the Grammy community as an artist. Does a lot of great work, and since that testimonial, he's actually become a two-time international best-selling author and an Amazon #1 best-selling author. So not only did he say he was thinking about it, but he actually went through. So waiting on you guys. So quick recap. And I know I've been going in, I've been giving y'all a lot of information. Hopefully, you all have your pens and paper and you're writing down some of this information because there's not very many people out there that are going to give you as much as I've been giving today for free. Not bragging, just saying this is what we do. And I want to see more successful authors out there. That's the reason that I'm giving this information today. Now, the next thing, and let me do a quick recap. So we went over my story. That was the first quarter or the first third of this program. The second third of this program was I shared 5 tips that every author needs to take, 5 steps that every author needs to take as soon as their book is done, right? As soon as their book is done. And that was create your author pages on Amazon, Goodreads, Facebook, Readsy. Also, create your author website, create your author banner for events, create your list of services, and file for your business. File for your business. Now, I want to touch on the reason that I say to file for that business. As an author, you are actually stepping into the realm of being a full time entrepreneur. What do I mean by full time entrepreneur? There are certain write offs, there are certain advantages of being a business owner that you don't get when you work a 9 to 5. Nothing against those who work a 9 to 5, but as a business owner, we are the ones who are out here creating opportunities for others to eat, to survive, to feed and provide for their families. So Uncle Sam has plenty of write-offs and plenty of things that they offer to entrepreneurs that as a successful or even as a registered business owner, you get access to. So make sure you go to your local Secretary of State department and file for your business, whether it be, like I said, a DBA, which is doing business as, or a sole proprietorship, LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, or even going beyond and getting your S Corp, your C Corp, depending on how big that business is. Or if you are into ministry, and I put that in parentheses, ministry, you want to give back to the community, go ahead and file for your 501c3, which is a nonprofit, which is a tax exempt organization, right? But any of those businesses that you create, remember, your goal as an entrepreneur is to create income for yourself and for those that you are connected to. One of my favorite sayings now is I'm blessed. I'm so blessed that everything around me prospers. And there's a reason for that. When you are truly in your entrepreneurship, you are creating opportunities not only for yourself, but also for others. Now, let's fast forward. Let's keep this thing going because the information is just flowing. I want to make sure that I'm giving you enough content so that even if you don't visit and enroll in the Business of Books Mastermind community, you still have enough to start your journey as a successful author once that book is published, right? I understand. I've been there. Free 99 all day until I invested in myself. Once I invested in myself, guess what happened? I started seeing growth in an exponential rate. So I'm advising you to do the same. Why not do it with me? I'm here with you every Sunday. Now, next thing, after you have done those first 5 things, I'm going to give you, hmm, I'll give you, I'll give you some more bonuses. Next thing that you want to do is schedule your first book tour. Schedule your first book tour. What is a book tour? A book tour is where you are sharing your book and you're signing autographs. The reason that you want to do that is for visibility. How do you schedule a book tour? That's something I'm not going to give you all the information to, but let's just say that there are certain places that love authors to come in and share their information. If you know your target market, you know where to find those places that are looking for you. And here's the great thing: that book can take you across the country because there are places out there that are looking to bring you in as a newly published author. If you work with me and my team, you'll become an Amazon #1 best-selling author, and that will give you even more leverage because they'll be looking to work with you and bring you in so that you can bless the audiences that they work with. Now, after you schedule your book tour, you want to contact organizations that work specifically with the things or with the audiences that you are writing for. The reason that you want to connect with these audiences is because they are always looking for people to come in to speak to the audience. And guess what happens when you speak? You have the opportunity to sell from the stage, sell from the stage, sell from the stage. It's so different selling one book at a time to friends and family and people that you run across, and selling 25 to 100 books at one time because you were actually in the right place at the right time with the right audience. Keep that in mind. The right place, the right time with the right audience makes a huge difference in your sales, overall sales, right? The next thing for you is to look at look at look at places where you can be on different different podcasts and different radio shows or even TV appearances. The reason that you want to do that, once again, visibility. The more people see you, the more they know, like, and trust you. The more people see you, the more they know, like, and trust you. What do people do when they know, like, and trust you? They're going to buy from you. These are just a few of the tips. And the last thing, if you are not a major people person, you don't like speaking in front of crowds, you don't like being on, you don't like to be the center of attention, look for the opportunity to be a vendor at different events. Why would you be a vendor at different events? Because if you are a vendor for different events, you're going to meet people. People are going to come to you and say, "What is your book about?" If you're an introvert, I'm very introverted until it's time for me to turn on the camera and me to speak in front of crowds, et cetera, et cetera. Being an introvert and being a vendor can be a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because people see what you offer, but it's a bad thing because you have to get out of that bubble and learn to speak to people that you're uncomfortable with, strangers, right? I know when we were kids, we learned this term, stranger danger, stranger danger. As an adult, in order to be successful, you're going to have to learn to speak to more people because the people that you speak to are going to be the ones who are they're going to be the ones who may eventually purchase your book or know about opportunities and know about other people that can be blessed from the content that is inside of your book, right? So listen, I know I dropped a lot of information on y'all today, but I'm going to do a really quick recap just to go over those. I think it was like maybe 9 or 10 tips that I gave to you. Um, as soon as you publish your book, these are the things that you need to do. Create your author pages on different platforms, including Amazon, Goodreads, Facebook, Readsy. That way people can follow you. Create your author website. You need online real estate. Create your author banner. It's a standing banner that you bring with you to different events. Create a list of services that you offer because, again, you are an entrepreneur and people need to know what they can purchase from you. You don't go to McDonald's and look at and they say, "What do you want?" And there's nothing behind them. They have this beautiful mobile menu now that flashes all different types of electronic, beautiful burgers or whatnot. As an entrepreneur, you need to have your list of services in line as well, and then file for your business. Um, get your business registered. DBA, LLC. Um, DBA is just doing business as or a sole proprietorship. LLC, which is a limited liability corporation that separates you from your money. So in case you run into any situations, they're suing the company and not you. Your money is separated. And also there's the S corp. There's also the 501c3, which is a nonprofit organization, which is tax exempt. Finally, after you've done those things, schedule your book tour. Again, I'm not going to tell you how. You're more than welcome to join the Business of Books Mastermind community. If you're interested, it's only $97 per month. We have calls Monday through Friday, where we go over all of this stuff that I'm talking about way more in depth, way more in depth, so that you go from here as an author to here as an author. We want to see you succeed. Contact organizations in your target market. The reason that you want to contact them is because they communicate with the people that you want to be in front of. Schedule your online interviews, podcasts, TV, radio. Why? Visibility. And then finally, look for opportunities to be a vendor at different events. If you follow those steps immediately after your book is done, I don't care if you are in a collaborative book, which is, fancy talk anthology, um, which is a group of multiple authors in one book, or you are a solo author. It doesn't matter what type of book you're in. If you follow those steps and create those things that we just talked about, you will be on your way to be successful. And the only thing that separates you from your financial goal or your book sales goal at this point will be you. It's all about the work that you put into it and having a game plan. We just gave you the game plan. Now it's time to put in the work, right? So, for those of you that are still on with me, in the 60 seconds, next 60 seconds, as I always do, one thing that I'm doing today is the first person that comments cash within the next 60 seconds will actually get a $50 Amazon, not $50, $25 Cash App giveaway. Somebody got excited. I got $50 coming. All you have to do is comment cash, right? And so as I'm wrapping up, one of the things that I want everybody to understand is that BOBM Publishing LLC is a full service publishing company. We do offer editing. We offer, I see you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott commented cash, so you got a $25 Cash App giveaway coming your way. All right. We do offer publishing services, which includes the editing of your book, and we don't just go in and proofread your book. We actually do full line editing. We have a full editing process in place to help make sure that your vision becomes reality. We offer cover design, which is so that we can help you. That vision that you've been seeing, I've been seeing this cover for so long, I just can't get it out. Our graphic designers and illustrators have worked with some of the best in the industry, and they can help you bring that vision to reality. We have the formatting to take it from just a manuscript to an actual book for you. We do ebooks, paperbacks, hardbacks, and we do the full publishing process for you. We also offer marketing services and audiobook. So if you are looking to get your book published within the next few days, months, weeks, years, let's talk. Visit bobmpublishing.com to um, get your book published. With that being said, as always, love you guys. And next week, we'll be joined by another amazing, phenomenal guest. This week, I just wanted to give y'all some coaching to help you go from the level that you're at to be even more successful as a brand new author. Apply these steps that you just got, and I promise you, you'll be ready to go to the next level. Once again, I love you guys. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing will change that. See you guys next week.